With the latest episode of Sentenced to Be a Hero, pretty much it's kind of an ask and you shall receive type of situation as a new villain is introduced who isn't a one and done fight. For with the end of one demon blight comes the whispers of another, but this one is set up differently in a multitude of ways. First, we're told that Xylo is going to be joining the 13th Order of the Holy Knights and maybe the rest of the heroes as well. On top of that, Jace, who didn't show up for the last fight, shows up with his dragon Neely, and surely going to be involved with the next campaign. But to really make things interesting, we meet Xylo's fiance, yes, fiance, and also she brings up the idea of not only getting him a pardon, but the next demon lord might be someone named Spriggan, who has the ability to walk amongst humans looking like a human. But perhaps what matters the most here is that it seems Spriggan in his cohort is aware of how much Tiorita, I don't know how to say her name, is a part of why Xylo is having such success. So he sends a assassin named Shiji Bao against him, and she dominates. She even almost takes out Sav, who you know is crazy and a very good fighter. That's how good she is. But in the end, it's just the intro, appetizer, a taste of what's to come rather than the whole thing, which leads to the review section. And what we, or maybe just I, needed from Sentenced to Be a Hero has been delivered by Spriggan and their followers. Finally, we may have a villain that is not only formidable but actually present, and their appearance is part of what draws you in, but it's not something that's superficial and basically leaves them voiceless. But let's not fly past the rest of the things that happen in this episode. Whether it is Tiorita and Xylo having this cute moment when she pats him on the head, telling him he did a good job, whether it's meeting Xylo's fiance or ex-fiance, if you go by his words, there were moments which weren't shocking or sensational, but definitely drew you in and made it feel like they're leaving away or they're losing that formula that was forming. Also, I have to note, Jace, like most of the heroes that we meet, has this kind of blandish backstory since they don't really get you to see what happened, they just tell you. But with this whole dragon part of it, that's interesting. And also at the same time, being that Kivia seems to show a little bit more interest in Xylo, maybe even has caught feelings, that's something that could unravel to something that could draw a more complex dynamic between the two, but it's hard to say what may happen off the bat. But overall, Sentenced to Be a Hero might be one of the few shows we weren't really sure about in the beginning that eventually turned things around. And granted, we're only a little past halfway when it comes to the episodes this season, but I feel like I wouldn't be foolish to keep my hopes up.